This is going to be a video on the new game Dead Island 2 that just came out, and I found a new property that really works when trying to deal with hordes of the undead. Now, you can get overrun really easy in this game and become overwhelming and frustrating, but I found a little simple trick that you can work into your repertoire that will really bolster your survivability and capability, working your way through the lands of the City of the Angels, Hell A. And the real key to this method is the type of weapon that you're using. If you're using a sharp weapon, a small one-handed sharp weapon, the main trick would be it would differ greatly into the effectiveness of what this trick can output, as opposed to using like a hard-hitting, like a sledgehammer or something of that nature. The trick that will help you in survivability in this game would be just crouching and swinging away at the legs of the zombies. Now, there are different stages of zombies in this game. There are like the walkers, the runners, and like special zombies that do extremely grotesque damage. But you'll come across mainly the walker zombies and the runners. And the best way to handle these guys is, even with any weapon that you have, just crouch down low and just start swinging away, whether it be right trigger or left click on the mouse, and just aim for their legs. The legs are the most effective part to attack because it renders them maimed and they crawl on the floor, and they're no longer valuable to come towards you and attack you. It took me a while to realize this because the trope in every zombies genre would be to aim for the head, right? Well, aiming for the head is very valuable in some cases. I found in this game, just taking half their health out, using critical attacks on their legs, just counts as much damage, if not multiplies, just the same as hitting the head. Plus, you're rendering them on the floor as well, helpless, and they can't attack you while they're on the floor. And what do you call a runner with no legs? A crawler. While heavy charged attacks may be useful for zombies that are on their own, I found in hordes you get overwhelmed trying to do this all the time, and then you run out of stamina a lot. Whereas if you just spam the right trigger and the attack button, you don't waste stamina and you're maiming at the same time, which is I found that hitting the legs creates just as much, if not more, critical damage. Legs and arms just as much or more critical damage than hitting the head. And the way this pays off is there's a perk in this game that allows you to regen health if you maim the limbs of the zombies. So if you just jump in balls blazing, just swinging away at the limbs, predominantly you want to be swinging at the legs, but arms work as well. Arms work just as effective, especially with the crushers. You want to be aiming for the arms on crushers, the heads on the bloaters, the big guys, and the legs and on the walkers and runners. But I would aim for the arms for the screamers and the crushers, and the head for every other special zombie. And just the walkers and runners, I would just be using the legs. Yeah, this is just a quick tip that I wanted to share that I found very helpful in my zombie slaying journey. A lot of people don't realize this, but you can create crawlers using this method, but at the same time, they're just as dead as they were if you had killed them, and you'd extinguish them much quicker by maiming them and creating a crawler, leaving them helpless on the floor, which allows you to give more time to defeat other zombies and give you more breathing room in the battlefield. It's a really fun and good crowd control tip. Like when I was fighting a screamer, I would like be aiming at the arms, make them unconscious a little bit, stop what they're doing, distract them, start aiming for the legs, and then they become a crawler, and all they can do is scream on the floor. They can't run up to you and start swinging at you. They take like chunks of your HP out as well. They're really hard hitting enemies. So I found the best way to take out most zombies, like the mobile zombies, would be just swinging away at the legs. And the majority of zombies you come across in this game, they are all mobile zombies. I call the immobile ones, the ones that walk slow, or the ones that can't be hit to the floor as easy, would be the crushers and the floaters and things like that. Now for those guys, I'd be hitting the arms exclusively and the head. But when you do come to certain weapons like knives, military knives, things like that, they're exclusively just best aiming for the head mostly. The weapons that you want to use to swing away at the legs of these zombies would be like wrenches, sledgehammers, fire axes. They just take out like crowds of these guys, and you just use the dash ability as well as you're doing it, and maneuver, use that adaptability, and you'll find a really good dynamic between your combat style of going in the center of them, swinging your axe, not exhausting any stamina, swinging your axe away at their legs, and then dashing, keeping an eye on the first zombie that goes to hit you, dash, counterattack their back, and then once you got an opportunity, go back into the crowd, and then just start swinging away at the legs. And by the second couple swings, second time you engage, the couple swings, they'll all be dead by then. Especially make sure you have a really good upgraded weapon that has a nice modifier. It doesn't have to really have a modifier. Modifiers aren't the end or be all, but they do help with auxiliary damage over time or things like that, or just extra boosts. But you want to have a good upgraded weapon also on your level, or a couple levels below, or above, or not above. But yeah, other than that, there's not really much to it. But when you start your journey inside Dead Island 2 and you find yourself overwhelmed with bunches of zombies, I'm not talking about the isolated ones. They can be dealt with whichever way you want, charged attacks, criticals. But the main thing I love in this game is the flying kick. You can get really good attacks with the flying kick. You can just take out a single zombie on its own with just one flying kick. It saves you a lot of durability, saves you a lot of time, and it's kick-ass as well while you're doing it. But yeah, when you do find yourself overwhelmed with a bunch of zombies, you want to at least have a heavy weapon on you. If you don't worry. Just aim down and swing at their legs, maim them, cripple them, and let them be walkers. And from there, you can, smooth sailing, basically. I'm just going to give a point of interest. I have a Screamer enemy coming up now, and you can see how I deal with her. They are like the most annoying enemies that you can come across because they render you immobile, but see, they're on the floor, and all they can do is scream, and they're at your disposal at that point. Because if you come into a crowd of maybe like 1 or 2 screamers, 3 screamers even, best way to handle it is just swing away at their arms, render them immobile, and they're a piece of cake. Now, I've included footage here of me using like a basic metal pipe from the beginning of the game, smacking around zombies, showing that when you do start the game, even though I am a higher level probably than level 1, it's still viable just to smack them around. Even with the basic weapons, you just a couple hits to the legs. One swing could hit multiple zombies at a time, so that's like 3 swings, and like 3 zombies could be down from that swing. And then after that, they're just, you got breathing room, and it's just an easy little trick that I haven't really heard anyone talk about in this in the community. So I was just wanted to share it, and so far I'm really enjoying this game. This game is exactly what I was looking for a sequel back when I used to play Dead Island, the original. I still love that game. I've got like almost 1,000 hours in that, like accumulatively over different platforms. That game is my baby. But I just want to let you guys know this game is freaking awesome. I enjoy the crap out of it, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Enjoy your stay, enjoy playing games, man. This life is great, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.